Hey everybody, so we're going to talk about text features today. Now a text feature is basically a structural element to organize information and ideas in a text. Okay, now your intended learning outcome, which is going to be on this next slide here, if I can get this to work, there we go, is you will be able to, if you're not already able to, I can use text features to locate important information in a text. I can identify a variety of text features. That's what we want to do today. Now, our first two text features are title and title of publication. They're not going to be here. We're not going to be taking notes on them, but I just want you to know, like, title is just the name of a literary work, so a work will have a title, whatever that might be. Okay, for example, I currently have this wonderful Stephen King book, 11/22/63. That's the title of the book. That is the title. Okay. Now, title of a publication is usually wherever it was published. So if it was published in the New York Times, or if it was published in the National Geographic or something along those lines, that would be title of publication. It tells the name of the magazine, newspaper, etc. that is publishing it. Well, once you're within that text, that's when we want to look at all of the rest of these. So our first one that we're looking at here are headings. Now headings, they are titles that organize and indicate, I'll fix that spelling of organize, don't spell it wrong like I just did, what the article is about, often providing the main idea of a section. So if you are inside of a text, right, it has a heading. Okay, so this heading here is aliens. Are those aliens? The mystery of UFOs and the search for extraterrestrial life. You could also make an argument of it being a title, but within a text it would be considered a heading, and just what can you infer based on the headings of this article? What are we about to read about? Like thinking about what are we going to read about based off of, are those aliens, the mystery of UFOs, and the search for extraterrestrial life? Most likely we're going to be looking at, I would assume, UFOs. So moving on to the next thing, of course, a subheading, which is similar, but it's not the same thing. Subheadings, these are mini titles that come after, I can't spell today, guys, and I'm very sorry. They come after, I'm just typing too fast, they come after the main heading that represent the main idea of each section of the article. So with that, you have the mystery. So we're now the mystery. What's out there? So you know, like, something about this is going to have to do with the mystery of aliens, or what's out there involving aliens, right? They are telling us that it is more specified about aliens. We're going into more of a specified section about aliens. We're not just talking about the overall thing. We're talking about one little bit of information here. So subheadings work in that way, and they just are they let us know just what that section of text is going to be about instead of what the entire text is going to be about. Indentations, I feel like we understand these, but just in case, right? The indentations are the empty space between the margin and the beginning of a line of text. If you look at your Chromebook right now, beginning of a line of text, paragraph. If you look at your Chromebook right now and you hit the tab button, I can't type, it will indent for you. It'll also go to the spacing and other things. But tab button is how you indent. It's just a spacing thing. Here is an indentation right here. It's just like a lot of times formatting wise, you need to have that spacing to start off your paragraph. So you need to indent. Keywords, right? These features highlight the text and capture the reader's attention. Semicolon. They help, that's compound sentence, right? They help make key information stand out. Okay, again, we have italics right here, Indianapolis Star, Daily News. We have bolded word here, frenzy, another italicized word. Here we have colored words. Colored words are a lot more difficult to see unless you're reading a really colorful article, but you will see the italics, you will see the bolds. Bolds usually let you know that there's a word in the index or in the glossary, usually the glossary, and then italics are usually like titles of things or just to draw your attention to certain things. Now, underlining as well, color as well. So those are just examples of what they look like. Now, graphics are a big thing. So graphics, they are pictures and I can't type today. Are pictures and charts that accompany a piece of text to enhance its meaning. Now, with them, some examples of graphic features include illustrations, photographs, maps, charts, and I didn't miss a comma. Goodness gracious, and diagrams. So there's a lot of different things, right? They all kind of fall into that graphic category, but then there's like a meta category inside of it. Like, is it an illustration? Is it a photograph? Is it a map? Is it a chart? Here we have a photograph. Here we have a chart. Here we have a chart. Here we have a chart. So, I mean, and you could also call this like a graph too. Like, this could be a pie graph. This could be but the point being, there's a lot of different things that fall within graphics and charts. Footnotes are things that come at the end of a page, right? So they are small notes placed at the bottom. In English class, we usually see them as definitions and stuff like that come at the end, but they provide extra information, references, or explanations related to the text. Okay, and annotations are things that we've been practicing already. They are notes or comments that you write directly on a text, either in the margins or using digital tools to help you understand, interpret, I need to fix tools, sorry, and engage with the material. We have been using them, right? So we use footnotes and annotations to help us be better readers, right? So if we're making notes, like look at all of these, why can't I speak? Annotations. Just drawing pictures, kind of like a hashtag summary, just there's a footnote right here, just all these different things that kind of just help us to better understand the text that we're reading. So when we go back, we don't have to read the whole text again. We can just look at our annotations. Now, sidebars, they provide extra information about the article's, article's topic. They are located on the side of the article or contained within a graphic. They are not necessary to understand the overall text. They are extra information. Sidebars are nice. This right here is a sidebar about spy planes, but you don't need to read that sidebar to understand what you have read. They're just extra information. So if it's something that you're like really interested in, you might want to read that sidebar. But if something that you're not interested in, you might want to skip it. And then captions, our last thing here, captions that we're going to type, they are words underneath the side or on photographs, illustrations, or charts, providing an explanation of that. I'm not going to write photograph. I'm going to say providing an explanation of that graphic. So it's an explanation of that graphic, because it might not just be a photograph. It might be of an illustration. These are of Mrs. Carawan, who's our 8th grade teacher. These are captions of her. But it could be of an illustration. It could be of a pie graph explaining what the pie graph is. So it doesn't have to necessarily be specific to an illustration, but it's just something somewhere around the graphic explaining what that graphic is. Apologies for the length of this video. I'm going to really quickly just say index, glossary. You should know these at this time in your life. They are just at the end of the book. Topics of importance are listed in alphabetical order. And then glossary is an alphabetical list of terms with their definitions. Okay, and then diagram is a drawing intended to explain how something works, a drawing showing the relation between the parts. So with a diagram, if you wanted to like look at the different parts of a volcano or the different parts of a car and how they all work together, you might find a diagram showing you all of those things. Okay, as always, guys, thank you for watching. We're going to move into a practice after this and really apply our knowledge of text features. Okay, bye everybody. Thank you.